Hey everybody, this is Tony, Tainted Lord A7, and here's 11 random thrash metal albums that I have in my collection. Just like the previous video that I've done, I'm going to just show off I'm going to show off 11 random thrash metal albums in my collection. Most of them I think everybody knows, but I think there's like 3 of them that I don't hear a lot of people talk about or mention. So I'm going to show off right here, right now. And the first one is going to be Skin Grinder, buried in the front yard. A thrash metal band that was pretty active during the early to mid 2000s. And in my opinion, this is the best album in their discography, which is very very small. But yeah, Skin Grinder are a very underrated thrash metal band that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, and I'm not even sure if they're still going on or not because I don't think they released an album since like 2012. But yeah, Skin Grinder, buried in the front yard, is just a solid mid-paced thrash metal album that more people should be talking about and giving this a listen. So yeah, Skin Grinder, buried in the front yard. Next up is Fueled by Fire, Trapped in Perdition, another solid banger of a thrash metal album, and another thrash metal band that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. As far as I know, they have 2 albums that I know of, Spread the Fire and Trapped in Perdition. I'm sure there's another one they have in the discography, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But Fueled by Fire's Trapped in Perdition is another solid thrash metal album from a band that don't get talked about or shown enough on YouTube or the VC or whatever. But yeah, um uh, if you want some solid thrash metal, you can't go on with Fueled by Fire, and Trap in Perdition is a solid thrash metal album and a great one to check out. So yeah, Fueled by Fire, Trapped in Perdition, a really great album. And the last band I don't think anyone has ever heard of or talked about, but be should be known about is Survivor Instinct and the album Holocaust. Um, what makes this thrash metal band a little bit different is that it has a little bit more of a black and feel to it, especially vocally. It has more like a little bit of a black metal sounding vocal approach, but it's not like full on black metal. If anything, this is more like a black and thrash metal album. But it's really good, very riffy, and vocals are, like I said, very black metal ish sounding, but very menacing as well. But yeah, if you want some solid riffs and some good intensity in your music, you can't go on with Survival Instinct and the album Holocaust. This is just a solid black and thrash metal album that everyone should check out. And Survival Instinct is another band that everyone should be checking out. So yeah, Survival Instinct, Holocaust. A really, really excellent album from these guys. Okay, the rest of the CDs I'm going to show is from bands that I'm pretty sure everybody knows. The first one is being Overkill, The Electric Age. Not just a solid, excellent thrash metal album from this thrash metal veteran band that's been around for a long, long time. And with Overkill, you know what they sound like and you know what to expect. And this album, The Electric Age by Overkill, is just pure thrash metal mayhem. Very intense, very energetic, and very pleasing to the ears, in my opinion. So yeah, Overkill's The Electric Age, a very excellent album from Overkill. Great stuff. Yeah, really great stuff. Next up is Sepultura Quadra. Now we all know that the Derek Green era of Sepultura gets mixed reviews, but I think Quadra and the next one I'm going to show are the two best Derek Green era Sepultura albums. Like this one is very, if I dare say, a bit atmospheric, but it's still a banger of an album. It's fast, it's intense, it's thrashy, and definitely one of the better albums in the Derek Green era of Sepultura. Sepultura's Quadra is a bit of an underrated and a bit overlooked album, but this is a solid, solid thrash metal album, in my opinion. This is some really good stuff. So, yeah, Sepultura's Quadra is definitely a great album. Killer stuff. And the next Sepultura album I'm going to show is Machine Messiah. Yeah, Machine Messiah by Sepultura. Again, this is another excellent album in the Derek Green era of Sepultura. Again, like the previous one, this is just fast, thrashy, and intense. Really goes to the throat, at least to my ears. But yeah, this is an excellent, excellent album from Sepultura. Sepultura's Machine Messiah is another solid thrash metal album in their discography. Really good stuff. So definitely check out Sepultura's Machine Messiah. Okay, the next one is an absolute classic, and I don't think I need to go into detail because everyone pretty much knows this one, but Metallica's Kill 'Em All. What more can be said about this album? This is just an 80s thrash metal classic from Metallica. It's fast, it's intense, it got riffs, solos, and attitude, and it's just absolutely intense. 80s Metallica can never be beat, and Kill 'Em All is a great, great, solid, timeless classic of thrash metal. Metallica's Kill 'Em All, an excellent thrash metal album from the 80s. And here's another classic from Metallica, Why the Lightning. Again, Why the Lightning by Metallica needs no introduction. Everybody knows this album. Everybody knows that this is an excellent, flawless thrash metal album through and through. Um, yeah, nothing more to be said except this is an excellent 80s thrash metal album from Metallica. Why the Lightning is another timeless thrash metal classic. Good stuff. Okay, the next one is another. The next one, well, the next two albums are another album from a classic band. And the first one being Anthrax Among the Living. Yep, another classic thrash metal album from the 80s and from Anthrax. Really, this is this one is a little bit more fun and energetic, and it's just a classic thrash metal album from the 80s. Nothing more to be said really because everybody knows this one, but Anthrax Among the Living is another classic thrash metal album in Anthrax discography. Really good stuff. So That's Anthrax Among the Living. Okay, next one is Anthrax Persistence of Time. Yeah, Persistence of Time by Anthrax. Another awesome banging thrash metal album from the early 90s. Definitely one of Anthrax's best albums in their discography, but yeah, nothing more to be said really. This is just another fast, intense, fun, energetic thrash metal album from the early 90s. One of Anthrax's best albums. So, yeah, Persistence of Time by Anthrax. An excellent 90s thrash metal album. And the last album I'm going to show off in this video is another classic album from a classic band that everybody knows. And that's Megadeth. Peace sells, but who's buying? Again, another classic thrash metal album from a classic 80s metal band, namely Megadeth. So yeah, Megadeth's Peace Sells, But Who's Buying is another classic thrash metal album from the late 80s that everybody needs in their collection. Yeah, that everybody needs in their collection, and it absolutely needs no introduction. Everybody knows this one. It got riffs, solos, and attitude. Just some really good stuff from Megadeth. So yeah, Peace sells, but who's buying? By Megadeth. Classic 80s thrash metal. And that's everyone. That's 11 random current favorites thrash metal albums in my collection. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy it? Let me know. And thanks for watching.